Hello everyone, Dead here, and I wanted to make a quick little video showing off views of the three central bases here in Planetside 2's new continent of Oshur, because these bases are well connected, centrally placed, very interesting, and they're gonna often be fought after. So, let's take a look around, alright? So, there's technically four, because there's a little vehicle displaced the beachhead. But really, it's going to be these three. Now, with the Oshur design, construction bases are very much a strong focus of how to push important bases, and that's not going to be any different here. Each one of these bases also has a sea approach from the water, or multiple, anyways. Let us look here. What is this? I don't know their names yet. Mirror Bay. We're going to start off with this one because this one's probably the most conventional that you're used to. So I wanted to reiterate something I said in one of my other videos about Oshur. This place is very narrow, and this is no different. All the approaches to these three bases from each side tend to be a bit narrow. And they're meant for vehicle traversal and foot zergen, but it can get crowded and crammed, so it's going to be interesting to see. So from this approach, you of course have a Sunday garage. Nothing unusual with Sunday garages, you've seen them before. Got a little building on the left for counter-sniping and fighting. You have an approach here from the outer ring, or the middle ring, excuse me, with another Sunday garage and a building cover. A lot of rocks, a lot of foliage to get in the way. Fighting here was pretty intense during the test, and I imagine that's going to be the way it is when it's finally out. The real difference is the close up to the watchtower. So, coming from this approach, let's get over here a little bit. For the regular old foot soldier coming from this approach, there's quite a bit of cover and quite a bit of foliage. That's real nice. Right up until this point, where it's a gosh darn meat grinder. Right here. These rocks are a death pit. So have some fun in here. It's too cramped to get a lot of firepower out of here, but you're going to need to push out of there. Organize pushes if you can, maxes, things like that. On the left here is a simple little building that has something a little different, and that's got steps right up into the second floor of this watchtower. Nothing really different down here, but right into that second floor, you got a pretty good view. They got a pretty good view too. They got cover too. They got a lot of cover to kill you with. Oh, you're gonna want to be aware of that. Of course, they can see you from the top. Maybe not quite so. Here, of course, but that's just people dying there. So, from this approach, pretty straightforward, pretty intense, I imagine. You're gonna need a lot of pushes and organizing, but it goes straight to the second floor. Bypasses the entire bottom floor, which is really interesting. The bottom floor has one small difference. The vehicle terminals aren't down here. It's the A point, I believe. Vehicle terminals are on the stairs that would go to the second floor normally. The teleporter is not here, so I guess they expect actual fighting down here, so they needed to make it a little more balanced. Since you're going to be mostly coming to the second floor for fighting, it's pretty normal watchtower from this point of view. This area all the same, just, you know, boxes in slightly different spots. This room is just a nothing. And out here, same you all expect. One difference is if you're coming from the other approach to this base, is they don't get a second floor walk-through ramp thing. They get a triple stack. A triple stack that is kind of invading the watchtower a little bit. Normal triple stack, but it's just clipping into the side of the watchtower. And you can come from the balcony here. if you're a light assault. Down here on the bottom, again, good area for fighting in. For entropy fighting. It comes with a beach approach if you like this. If you're coming from, so, if you're coming from the west or somehow this place, you can beach it up or just come up here. And this is how you'll be getting to the second floor. Of course, you're gonna have to worry about flanks here, but it should be fun to fight against. Again, just getting up to the second floor. Everything here from there is pretty usual. I don't think there was anything. Wrong elevator. Think there was anything else? Yeah, all this is as expected. So that is the easterly-ish approach. Nothing too crazy. Where is our... we just spawned another one. That's how lazy I am right now. Okay. So, yeah. That is the easterly approach. And I guess the southeasterly approach. The westerly approach from this base. Again, don't know what the names of the bases are all yet. The beachhead and Astira, yeah. Much longer, a little more dynamic with the elevation changes. Much different. Getting through this, if you're foot Zergian or vehicle Zergian, seems like it'd be a lot of fun fighting. But there's not a whole ton of cover. There's going to be a lot of crossfire. People, you know, putting vehicles in the ocean or on the beach here, taking shots as people coming around. Unless you're on the other side completely. But these kinds of rushes are, you know, usually pretty strong with momentum and something that is just really, you're just slowing it down. You're not really going to be able to stop it. So Astria is interesting. Is this the south? Yeah, technically the south. It has the tunnel path, of course. And the... I guess you could maybe get... No, probably couldn't get a vehicle up there. You got the tunnel path. You can get galaxies and whatnot up here to create spawn points. But I think they expect the people to get bogged down in here or light assaulting their way up and then foot zerging and then routering, I guess. But they might be changing routers, so I don't know what they're thinking. This base is very interesting because both approaches are very different in look, but actually pretty similar in effect. So this side has a giant wall. The vehicle spawner is completely exposed. And whoever owns the base spawn is right there. I don't know what the kill field is going to be like. But this base is really fun to fight in. Very infantry focused. Obviously, there's no vehicle access really. A little bit, but not crazy. Oh, I guess I forgot. You can anvil up here. Yeah, people are going to be anviling up here. I always forget anviling. I don't do it that much. This base is really interesting. It's a lot like an FPS map. So over here you have a normal two-story. Big stairs, and you wouldn't have to worry too much about fighting here after the initial wave. This is not really a defender spot. It's too open, too far away from spawning. There's no, I don't think there's no teleporter here. There's not going to be a teleporter here. Coming into the base, though, a little bit vulnerable at the start. Not too bad. Coming in, you get a little bit of cover here. And then you have a big room like the construction sites. Or the central room in Quartz Ridge to fight in. Lots of little cover, lots of little running around fighting here. You can hide, try and flank, get a couple of kills. Before we go in there, there's an interesting thing I want to point out. I believe it's... show it off here. Yeah. You can, of course, come around here as a light assault. No problemo. Didn't even use that much. And, of course, you got these, whatever these things are supposed to be. You can crawl along. The flat top of this wall here is very wide, so very easy to get up to and fight on. wide enough to give you some cover from ground fire or angles, even. So, this is just a room, big room, for fighting in. The central area, important to hold. It's got a little bit of elevation, got a little bit of cover. So, easier to get headshots. So you're going to want to be up there. And the top is similar to the top of the spot in Quartz Ridge, just with more cover. These things are annoying. People put routers up here. I guess because it's round and routers are round. It's not in cover at all. Annoying thing is, you can fall in these. You cannot get out if you are a regular class. I don't think. I tried. I could be wrong. Maybe I just didn't mash space hard enough. But as a light assault, you can get out. So be careful of that. They're basically symmetrical. So, pretty high up, though, from attackers. So, you know, this doesn't look super good if you're rushing through here. But if you're rushing through here from the north or the south side, right? Yeah, you're probably going to have the momentum to push towards their spawn. Don't know where the kill fields are going to be or anything like that. Natural spot to put some barricades and stuff here. This side of the room connects to the tunnel, I believe, on the other side of this symmetrical base. Interesting. Symmetrical base, two asymmetrical approaches. But the spawn is up here. And, yeah. Seems pretty good for picking people off. But they also have places to hide for counterfire. Pretty big cliff here for the wall. Gonna be interesting to see how the kill field affects people coming down from the north. No cover really here for snipers, but there'll be snipers probably anyways. Because I do believe you can walk around this side. Yeah. Right, yeah, no problem. So that is Astria. I guess this one doesn't have as direct beach approach. It's still there on the side there, next to the beachhead. Literally called a beachhead. Ah. Oh, I guess the vehicle terminal here had more cover than I thought. That's nice. Still very vulnerable. Okay, coming from the Watchtower over to Pommel Gardens, the last place. Narrow again. Cliffs, you gotta worry about falling off of them. It's gonna be cramped. People foot zarging and vehicle zarging this way. But there is a little cover channel here, which is interesting. Not sure how that's gonna take into effect. Good spot for a Sunderer, I guess, if over here is being problematic. But probably wouldn't last long. It's still pretty vulnerable. Pommel Gardens is another very infantry-focused fighting area, but with vehicles circling on the outside. Of course, you can throw your vehicles inside as well, but they seem particularly vulnerable to light assaults in this area. So that's approach from the Watchtower. The approach from Astria is just this bridge with this big old beachhead. Nothing too crazy here. So let's take a look. So Pommel's very interesting. I like this place a lot. But let's take a look. It's the last base we're talking about. So you're going to be spawning in here. Interesting, the spawn doors are kind of separated. So basically go towards the fight at the point, or go towards the fight outside at the vehicles of people coming in. So you'll be seeing vehicles, of course, coming here. This is going to be prime opportunity to shoot them down. Heavy assaults have even cover here. If you go further along, the rocks are even slanted. Just don't get stuck on any of them. Vehicles can be pretty vulnerable. As long as there's not a million vehicles. Should be pretty good. And there's rock, so people are going to hide their sundies behind them. Always expect that. It's just the way it goes. A lot of fierce infantry fighting here is interesting. This is a great base. Lots of little paths, lots of little cover, lots of little foliage. This place is absolutely primed for light assaults. So, this area is great for for just getting around as an LA, getting flanks, getting spots to drop C4 down on people. So much fun. Could be had. I'm out of jetpack. Come on. I don't light assault often, I guess you can tell. But you're also vulnerable because there's not really any cover. You just have to cut down angles when you're up here. So, if you're coming, what side are we on? If you're coming from the Watchtower side, you will probably have Sunderers here in this vicinity on these rocks as such. Again, they're very vulnerable to light assaults. You got a lot of foliage, but it works both ways. Move from rock to rock. You can try and flank, do some fancy things. I'll talk about the attacker side in a second. The point is over here. This has so many places, can't really sit in here and hold. It has too many angles to defend from. Especially a small group, they will not last very long in here. They could pretty easily get overwhelmed from above, from every side. Attackers need to keep that in mind. Defenders, I should say. Their approach has a lot of cover from infantry fire. Can practically not see them unless you're using a scope. This big rock. All this foliage. There's a lot of foliage on this planet. I think it's a bit too much, personally. And then these rocks, and then there you are. This rock would work as cover for whoever's got the momentum in this area. From the other side, that's where it is. I've already seen people put Sunderers in here. That's not going to happen when the actual, no deploy zones are up. But out here, I don't think if there's any amount of population difference, I don't think they'd last too long. Light assaults can easily get around, especially if you're using the other jetpacks. You could really easily, what is it called, the ambusher jetpacks? You could easily jump from spawn over here and blow up a Sunday. Two light assaults could take out a Sunday real easy. And I think that's about all I've got to say about these three bases. These are going to be the most fiercely fought bases and probably most often fought because of their centralized location. They're interesting designs. They're very infantry focused. They're very fun looking. I've already fought here on the test server a couple times in these areas, and it's always been really enjoyable. I can't wait to see it actually fully engaged with the no deploy zones and see how construction zones and stuff take effect, because people were a little bit abusive on that stuff in the test and wasn't really providing reliable data, I feel. But that's what testing are for, I guess. Next test build this weekend, I'll be playing it. I don't know if I'll be live streaming it. This time I might just record it and then upload it later. We'll see. I haven't made up my mind, because the quality is at least something to be desired. Anyone coming from the beach here looks pretty vulnerable without any support, like a pre-built base or something. See a lot of, you're going to see in Oshur, you're going to see a lot of people building bases for future fights. So they're making construction more viable, and that's a good thing. So expect more of that. I can't wait for more of Oshur. This is just me going over the three central bases, since it seems like a lot of people will be fighting over them. That's going to be it for me today. I do hope you all enjoyed. If you did, do please subscribe. Daily uploads on this channel. Not always Planetside content. I do other content. But, yeah, that's going to be it for me. Hope you all enjoyed, and hope to see you all soon, alright? Alright. Goodbye now.